This is the talk of Music City Real Estate.
Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of Music City Real Estate,
where we educate and motivate all things real estate.
My name is Monte Moore with Realty One Group, Music City.
Hey, and I'm CareyAnn with CMG Financial and my mortgage team.
Every week we'll be posting a new episode chock full of Nashville real estate value.
Yes, and you can follow along and subscribe at talkmusiccity.com.
Got a question for us? Ask away at questions@talkmusiccity.com.
Monty.
CareyAnn, so good to see your smile.
So good to see you.
And you got your talk of the...
I do. I got the whole uniform on today.
All right. I don't know what happened. But anyways, I got
close
one.
Enough.
Does that
He's
count?
Close enough. It's fine.
Yeah, we got an awesome guest here.
We
flew him in all the way from Arizona.
Okay. Here
all the way from Arizona. Daniel Collins, thank you for joining us today, brother. We're so excited, man, to have you here. Welcome to the Talk of Music City Real Estate.
Where we're going to talk all things real estate with our friend Daniel.
So, one of the reasons why I asked Daniel to come on is that he has been in the system, Realty One Group system, way longer than I have, almost twice as long. We love this organization. We've been in multiple brands over the years. I was with the company that has that balloon. Forget the name of them. Starts with an R, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I was with them for 27 years, so you can say I don't like to move too often. When I did decide to purchase a Realty One Group franchise, it was really by accident, because my intent was to examine every company I could find, and then take the good from each one, create our own little boutique office here at 600 Fraser Drive, and live happily ever after. But in my investigation, I came across this black and gold company based out of California that has fastest growing real estate franchise in the nation, who actually, as their president, was the former president of the company with the balloon.
No way.
And he was with that company for 40 years, so I had immediately some confidence in Realty One Group when that happened, and then, the rest is history. But one of the reasons why I wanted Daniel to come on is Daniel, like me, had many options, and here he is vested really deeply into Realty One and a group, and in a much higher way than I am, with all the offices and 750 plus agents. So I know there's a lot of wisdom he can share. So let's start with this, Daniel. Share us with this little background here. We like to know who we're getting the message from before the message ever matters. Tell us a little bit about you, and then I wanted to ask you the question, but why Realty One Group? The question, why Realty One Group? But first of all, who are you, man?
Who am I? Daniel Collins. I'm a realtor for 20 years. I've been with the franchise for 10 years, but more importantly, I'm a man of God. I'm a father. I'm a husband, an entrepreneur, business guy. I like to say I'm nothing special, but I like doing what I do.
And you're good at it.
Apparently better than I am. So I've been throwing my weight into this, and so I'm really excited to be working with Daniel here, on this topic of helping Realty One Group grow and take it new levels. But that's another deeper conversation than right now. So tell us why Realty One Group, Daniel? Why you had, like everybody, has a lot of options. We have 1,152 last time I counted them. Different companies here in Middle Tennessee.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, 1,152. That's why I brag about being in the top 20 as a company. I'm grateful for that. So tell us why. I know you looked at the big perspective. I know you're a detail guy. I know you're a numbers guy. I know you're a guy who wants to be ahead of the curve. I know that you're a man of God who wants to do the next right thing for not only your family, but your business family as well.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, like you, Monty, I've been doing sales for a while. When you're in sales, you kind of keep your head down and you do your own thing, and then you get to a point where you realize there's got to be more. There's something else going on. You're selling homes is great, working with buyers and sellers is great, but if you really have an entrepreneurial spirit, there's always a better, smarter way to do business. And if you approach it as such, and that's kind of the point I got. I was just led in many different ways to do this business, and I did really well independently with a small team, and grew a big team, grew it into 2 cities, and then a small need kind of came up is I'm doing it all myself. I had worked for the bigger companies that I would call national companies, global bankers and stuff, and you're paying a split. And then when you get a taste of the 100% company, which I did at a small independent brokerage in a town I used to live in and grew up in, you're like, well, why would I ever do anything more? Why give away any more than my commission and the transaction fee? So it started out as a need that I didn't know that I had. And that was, I'm generating business on my own through my own resources, my own marketing spend. And if there was a way to keep some of that, I went to the 100% company. But more importantly, I was now expanding that business. Right. And as I started to expand it, I kind of ran into a wall. And being in 2 different locations at a time and having, shared expenses, it was all me. I felt like there had to be a better way to do the business. I had looked at all the other companies to expand my team, one brand, one broker, multiple locations. That was my vision, but no one else offered that in the communities that I was working and serving in. So like you, I stumbled upon Realty One Group. They were growing very rapidly in Arizona. They acquired an independent brokerage there. And one thing led to the next, and they were franchising. I was one of the first franchisees, jumped in and had no idea. We thought we could run with this thing with a few agents and a broker and kind of like you thought, independently. But really for our team, it started out kind of for us. But we really realized really quickly that, you're right, there's a lot of real estate agents out there. And this business model was kind of heavy to the wrong way. And next thing you know, more people were like, I want to be a part of that. But why Realty One Group? Well, we were young at the time, I'm still young, but it just has a different vibe. We call it the unbrokerage now. We call our culture as cool culture. That has never been duplicated that I have found in this industry. There's lots of people that talk about it. There's a lot of people that maybe do that in small groups, but from a company level, top down, across the country, across the globe, you really get a sense of what Realty One Group is when you see the black and gold. Yeah. It's a great color combination. I'm not going to lie. We all like black and gold. Makes you look good. But just the vibe of the company, the people that I met, Cuba, all of the leadership team, which has changed over the years, there's one common thread there. And that's just this excitement to serve other people, to add value, but to do it with zero compromise. And I know I'm saying in the logo or the lingo that they often share, but it's true from head to toe. They do share that. But one thing that always really stuck out to me that Realty One Group would say in the beginning was that we're the brand as real estate agents. But the band is the company, the brokerage, and that really resonated with me. Like, really, you're right. Agents are out there working their tails off, building a brand, buyers and sellers, doing marketing, this, and we don't need to overemphasize Realty One Group because we're here to support the agent. Our customer as Realty One Group is the real estate agent, right? Where every other company, let's go down the list, is some guy or girl's name and a partner over the last 200 years. And that doesn't resonate with a local person like me trying to build my own brand. Right. So and so and so and so. So and so and so is a real estate company. We're Realty One Group. We're one company, one vision, one goal, one dream across the globe. The more exciting thing about it, from a business entrepreneur standpoint, is we're just getting started. This is just the tip of the iceberg. We just reached, as a company, organization, nationwide, internationally, over 20,000 agents. Okay. We're still pretty young as an organization, and I think this is going to go even further. And I'm excited now to be a part of this here in Middle Tennessee because we've got a long ways to go. I think you were talking about some of the changes going on in the game, guys. Here we are with Realty One Group that I think is going to come out really, really in an exciting, strong way. We're going to really grow this.
You said something critical, I think, which is part of what I share when I sit down with somebody. It's one thing to be in 100% concept, and no fault to anybody out there. It's a whole nother world to be in one that there's no compromise. There's the full service, the full technology, the full everything, classy environment, leadership available 7 days a week, mentorship programs that maximize your not only your learning but your future potential. But the reason why Connie and I did what we did as far as owning one, buying a franchise, was because my conviction of 40 years in the industry is that never before has there been such a pressure on the real estate commission, as we know with the changes and so forth. But the greater the pressure on every opportunity, it becomes even more critical not to leave any more than you have to behind. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And that's what I believe, again, from my perspective of being in this since we were carving contracts on the inside of walls, cave walls, has been that you just can't. Obviously it's going down. The commission is not going the right direction right now, and everything's negotiable. We all know all that stuff. But my point is, as far as I started. I bought a Remax franchise back in the early 80s, one of the first ones owned in Florida. The reason why I did that is because I went to my broker at the time and I said, hey, I need a better than 50-50 split. And he said, nobody gets better than 50-50. And I said, well, I heard of a company with a balloon that provided more than that. And I went out and bought a franchise, a Remax franchise back in the 80s before everybody was saying, what's a Remax? I did the same thing here because though that's a great company, I think Realty One Group is standing on their shoulders really and taking it to a whole nother level. And this is not a slam on any brand. There are some great brands out there, but my point is to be able to get 100% of your commission, to get all the things that you need to be a professional, for there to only be, you can build a team here and there's only one transaction fee. That's a big deal. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's no half caps and triple caps and all this kind of stuff. It's one transaction for a team, and I just think that this is the 100% programs are the future of real estate. It seems like there's no other choice.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Well, I don't think you're wrong. Like I said, I'm approaching this from the mindset of a real estate agent as well. I mean, we for many years have been in the trenches doing this, and it just makes sense, and it's easy. It doesn't have to be easy. I often have shared with people that like this, there's no secrets in this business either. So especially the average realtor these days can go on YouTube and classes and it's all free. Again, 20 years in the business, it wasn't like that in the beginning. You had to pay for classes. You had to be at a big broker to get splits. And, but now there's no secrets. Every top producing agent is willing to share, it wants to get on stage and share the knowledge. I mean, you can be a sponge and learn so quickly. So now you can be more mindful of your business model. Yeah. And this is a business model that not only, we talk about we're a 100% company, but we're really more of a lifestyle brand. Let's be honest. I really think we're different in that sense because you go to in your Realty One Group office, my office is in Arizona, this new office here, and all the other ones, like the vibe is just different. People want to collaborate. They want to share. You got partners that want to work here. And I think other offices really try to do that, and I'm not saying that they don't, but I think that's a core value of ours is collaboration in our 6 C's and connection and community. These are things that we really try to live out, but more importantly, our agents are living that out, and they're excited to be a part of that.
Right.
I love that. I think we talk a lot about, the real estate agent being the business owner. You have that business mind, right? And so we speak of, are you interested or are you committed, right? We talk a lot about that, and having a company that allows you 100% is amazing, but to kind of go off of what you were referencing, reinvest that money back into your business, right? For a very purposeful, intentional move, right? To only grow that business, in a bigger way. I think it's exciting. I get to work with a lot of different real estate agents and different real estate companies, and I'm always blessed to do that. And every one of them has a unique, feel. And I use the word vibe. I wrote that down because it definitely has a vibe here. I was honored to be able to go to one of your summits, and I left with a whole book full of notes. I mean, I was ready. I don't know what I was going to do, but I was going to go to the next level, even though I went to already a level. It was exciting to be part of that. And again, you find the company that works for you, right? People work with people, and find the company that will ignite you and get you excited to continue to build your business. So there's one out there specifically for you, and I'm grateful for our friendship and also our partnership with RG.
Well, we're grateful for you, CareyAnn, as well. There's nobody better in the business than you are. That's old news, though.
We'll keep reminding them just in case they forgot that.
Last time we were together, you were tied up in Chris Corbeau of Midtown, and I got to brag about you a little bit. I don't know if you've listened to that podcast or not, but you should, because you
that's
feel
so
good.
Nice. Thank you.
Because we are proud of you.
Thank you.
And our affiliation here with CMG. Or CareyAnn's team at CMG.
Yes, there you go.
So,
I love it.
Anyway, back to our affiliation here, Daniel. You have gone from smaller beginnings, I guess, in Arizona, and now you have 14 offices and close to 800 plus agents. I think that's remarkable. My heart's desire was to be $1 billion company for first few years that we started this. We were almost there, and then the market did an adjustment, and then I've been, trying to get there. You know what that looks like. that's got to be a great feeling to be $1 billion company. First of all, I just think, I mean, the reason why it's a big deal to me, just to be totally transparent, is not that equates any sort of amount of money to any of us around the table, as much as it does credibility, authority in the market. What I was telling TJ Oklahoman earlier is that our goal is to have won at least a big chunk of the battle before you ever get to the front door. That when somebody says, "Oh, Realty One Group, Music City, oh wow, that's the company that's the gold standard in real estate. That's the heart's desire." The most passionately referred real estate company in Middle Tennessee has been our mantra for some time, and that is because my conviction, as you all know, if somebody is passionately referring you, you've done a darn good job, and that's our hope here at Realty One Group, Music City.
I love that. So 800 real estate agents, that's quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is that a large part of the market share within the area that you're in?
Yeah, I would say that those 14 offices encompass a lot of cities. Obviously 14 cities, 14 areas, all the way from northern Arizona, Flagstaff, all the way down to southern Arizona and Tucson, everywhere outside of Maricopa County. So they're all different, different sizes, different market shares, but overall, we've been able to achieve at least a 10, 12, 20% market share in each one of those markets, leading all of them. You say $1 billion company, and you don't even realize that because I don't make $1 billion. Otherwise, I know this. Yeah. But cumulatively, our agents have done great things and well over $2 billion in volume. And
wow.
But it's not about us anymore. I've learned that this is really about the real estate agents and what they get to do. And again, didn't sign up for this, but we've become very service oriented in serving and helping our real estate agents, and that's just through the testament of the team of people I've been able to surround myself around, and they're a lot smarter than me when it comes to doing the brokering and the compliance and legal and business operations. So I think that's part of the mindset, that if you treat this like a business, like you said, and you surround yourself on right people, I mean, the sky's the limit. And I still firmly believe we still got a long ways to go. And I believe in the infinite game. I call it the eternal game. This doesn't end. And then one day when you get to a certain number, was never the goal. Those are targets. We have to talk about how growing isn't in the number, but in the process. And
love that.
You've said that recently, and I really try to take that to heart. As we grow in numbers, what can you achieve along the way, and who can you bring with you? And I'm excited. There's a lot of growth and opportunity here to bring people with you and just do good things.
The goal is not to be a head shop for sure. The goal is to build this dynamic force, that truly is raising the bar in an industry that has gotten beat up here lately. That's my heart's desire. If I could have my way in the rest of my years in the business, however long that God blesses me with, that would be my hope, is to be able to put a greater weight on the side of integrity and of making sure the consumer knows we're a much needed advocate, not just an added expense, as some folks are trying to paint us in the corner of being. But Daniel, so let's talk about what do you see here in Middle Tennessee? You have brought your family here. You have joined arms with us to take this to the next level. You have brought not only yourself and family, but you brought the help of your right-hand person. When you first described Jeff as your Chrissy, I didn't get that because I thought,
or my Sam. Is that the same thing?
You're Sam.
Yeah.
Because I thought Chrissy had hung the moon basically when it comes to being an amazing human being to help us all out and serve it and so forth. Now the more I get to know Jeff, he might be her counterpart, as far as really, I mean, the guy's licensed in 8 states. He manages all these agents, and he sees a perspective of the changes happening. And it was such an asset to have him do the Zoom for everybody recently. But so having him in your corner in Arizona, having him and Chrissy in your corner here in Tennessee, is it to do something like you've done in Arizona to create that kind of a household name, or what are you free to share with what your plan is? Because Connie and I are all behind it. Okay, we're just 1,000% for it. We're looking forward to having that extra help to take it to another level.
Yeah. Well, when you align yourself with a real estate brand or a franchise, it comes with a package. And instead of reinventing the wheel, if you leverage what you're provided for what they stand for as well, if you really believe in that, and you bring in the right people, then anything's achievable, I believe. But yes,
so true. Love that.
Jeff is incredibly knowledgeable, and he's a great advocate for the brand. He's a great advocate for this industry, more importantly, and he's got incredible mentors around him too that I get the blessing to be around, and as well as he gets to help our organization. Jeff's a great giver. I believe in this philosophy of givers, not takers. There's plenty of takers out there that have expectations, and we're all taking a risk in this business. We don't get paid unless things happen, right? There's no hourly paychecks here, and ultimately we have this great vision to improve the real estate agent and create more professionalism in the industry where maybe it's not perceived as such. Let's be honest, and I think that's a mission that we are successful at through consistency, value proposition of offerings, and leveraging the brand. But honestly, just, this has worked because of scale. It's very duplicatable. You don't have to reinvent the wheel here and to sell real estate. You just need to make it more efficient. And I feel like Realty One Group has done that. The systems and tools that come with that are fantastic in the sense that we can run large organizations with a small group of staff. And our agents can do more deals from anywhere in the country. You don't have to be in a physical office. Back in the day, you went to your office, you sat down, you locked your door, you wait for walk-ins. We don't need that anymore. I mean, post-COVID, this office is 2,000 some square feet and there's over 200 people. You just don't see them here.
Right.
That doesn't mean they're not working.
Right.
They're out there running around, talking to people, doing lunches. And I think our agents and our staff get that, and we work from all over to really leverage this business model in an industry that is that pathway to unlimited opportunity anywhere that you are. And so our hope is to continue to grow that right here in Middle Tennessee, regardless of where you're at. If you're a real estate agent, this is a model that works. Duplication, leverage, great people, systems, incredible systems, and a brand that's all the way from South America. I think we're in Italy, Singapore. You name it.
Over 20 countries now, I think. Yeah.
So what does that mean for the real estate agent, though? That means more exposure, more referrals. We get a ton of that, and more leverage. I think that is the success of any business owner. If you want to go farther, you have to create leverage. You're spending your own dollars, your own resources. Just the same reason you align with CMG. There's a value there, and you don't need to reincarnate the wheel. You can't run a business for the cost of just hanging your license at a Realty One Group office. There's no way you could own a business when you look at leases and insurance and E&O and all that stuff. For $150 a month, you get marketing team, professional marketing team, websites, CRMs, compliance, all that. And keep your butt out of jail, we call it, but also make you look really good on stage.
Right.
You just can't beat it.
No.
And I think there's other ones that want that, and they may do that better than us locally, but they don't put a candle to it internationally. And that's where we're going, is far deeper than just our local. And it doesn't mean we're not local. Like you said, I'm here, you're here. Yeah. We know this market, we know this industry, and we're just, if not more, willing to collaborate and give back, because we've been there and done that. We want to help other agents achieve that same greatest success.
Touching on that, the power of the globe. Just a couple weeks ago, I was sitting there, a couple here that we were interviewing that later on joined us, but I took a phone call, which I don't normally, but it was a rug broker owner in Ecuador, I think it was, asking if we had anybody that spoke Spanish. And which obviously we do, and we referred it out. But the point is, it really kind of hit home to not only me, but to the other couple. Wow, this really is an international brand, and that brokerage is not going through a third party or something and having to leave some money on the table there before it gets to the agent, but it's going directly. I think that was really powerful.
Absolutely.
I listened to a real estate coach the other day, and you may have heard this concept, but it's boats over fishing. So getting your boat set up correctly, right? Which we talk about having a number two, which it sounds like all three of us have an amazing number two person. That was a first hire, right? The best hire ever. I'm grateful for my Miss Sam. But creating that strong boat, right? Creating that structure, that foundation, right? So when you do learn, and because success does leave clues, learn from everybody, learn from somebody 20 years, 40 years. Is that what you said? Yeah, 40 years.
Almost 41.
There you go, 41, yeah.
Months.
But I mean, there's something to be said about that. For me, getting in the mortgage industry, how was I ever going to learn how to do it the best way unless I learned from somebody else, right? And so very similar to what I find here is you have some folks that I get to work with and talk to and listen, and the ideas are amazing, right? Some of the old school ways are just the new school ways, right? And yes, we can learn from the younger generation and add some technology and all the things, but at the end of the day, this is a people business, right? How do you serve and give and do more with others, I think is great. So what you're referencing here at ROG is just automatically starting that boat structure, right? Automatically you're getting a whole kit and caboodle, which I think is a win. And it's really classy looking. I'm all about looking good. You know, you gotta,
Obviously.
Yeah, well, depending on what time of day. But, making sure that the standard is high. And I think you guys do an amazing job here with the look from the logo to your swag to what you get to wear. Talking about TJ, I just seeing him through the window. He's always looking sharp, right? He is a man who's looking sharp with all of his RG, wear. And I think that is something to be said. And I love what you're talking about is the real estate agent is the brand. I just did a whole class on personal branding, right? It's all about personal brand. You're the product with a side of real estate. You're the product with a side of real estate. And then the company is the band behind it cheering you on. I think that is awesome. I love that. I'm going to steal it. Because the best ideas is stolen ideas. I'm going to steal that idea with what we have going on at CMG and my little branch too. But this is awesome. And I'm excited that you're in Nashville. We welcome you with open arms and your whole family, and being able to hang and learn from this guy and you being able to do what you want to do in the last so many years. He's not going to ever retire, just so you know. He'll be working till the last moment in time. But to be able to collaborate and you guys join forces and me here cheering you on like I'm at the end of a race or something, it's going to be exciting.
It's not often that I tell anybody this. I'm sure you are too, CareyAnn, but Daniel is an answer to Connie and I's prayer. Okay? He truly is. Because, for the last few years, again, we're wanting to partner with somebody who we could take it to the next level. It's just been she and I, really at the heart of this. I mean, we have some amazing staff, don't get me wrong, but I needed, if we needed anything, it was somebody who could come in and infuse additional experience and foresight and understanding and big picture and all this kind of stuff. So I'm not shy about sharing. I've done this multiple times, that Daniel is an answer to prayer for us, because Daniel and I are going to work through this next couple of years where he's going to own Realty One Group Music City. In the meantime, I'm not going anywhere. I promise everybody, I'm not going anywhere. You can't drag me out of here, Lord willing. Anyhow, I'm just going to say that. But for the next 2 to 5 years, something in that arena, thank you, Daniel, for answering prayer. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but honestly, Connie.
I knew you were somebody special sitting next to me at that meeting the other day.
Connie, really wants to be in Florida with those kids and grandkids. I mean, she just does, and I shouldn't be keeping her from that any longer than what we need to. At the same time, if it wasn't for that, they would have to push me out of here when I'm obviously in everybody's way, and hopefully that's no time soon. But my point is, I had no intention of ever doing anything other than what I'm doing here, because I love being available to our family 7 days a week. I love being the lifeline. I love giving people insight of what I would do versus what maybe they're doing now, or whatever. Anything I can do to help assist. See, my goal is to help our family of professionals not take 40 plus years to know what I know. That's why I keep inflicting them with, well, this is, what you might want to, you look at it, a way you might want to look at it. But again, Daniel, thank you for teaming up with us. Thank you for helping us take it to another level. Thank you for going to continue on the legacy that I've been able to, by God's grace, get to a point. I know with your enthusiasm, with your insight, with your presence, we're going to take it to another level that we never imagined. I know that with all my heart.
Well, thank you. I do share that similar sentiment, but I can't do this alone. I'm no guru. I'm no savior. I'm just here, one man trying to do good work. And so I just ask that we just continue to spread the word, share our story with other people, let them just see the brand. Most people, when they see what Realty One Group is, they're like, well, really? What's the catch? And you're like, nothing. Well, why didn't I do this sooner? I'm like, I don't know. But the reason is because nobody asked them.
Right.
People move for pain and pleasure. And most of the time, they're only moving for pain.
Right.
And it's not good here, I got to go here. But when things are good, they don't leave. And especially when you're here, because it doesn't get a whole lot better.
Right.
And I'm not saying you can't be successful at any other brokerage, because there's no secret to this sauce over here. But I can tell you, you can be very successful here, if not more, and have fun doing it. I think that's one of our things. If it ain't fun, we ain't doing it.
So true.
And I hope we can bring a sense of professionalism and fun and collaboration and insight to this industry right here with Realty One Group Music City.
Love that.
All I can say is amen. All I can say is amen.
Thank you. Pleasure having you. Pleasure having you part of the ROG family now, and local family. So we love that. Anything else you want to share?
Just that I'm not going anywhere, just to make sure that's clear, anywhere. Okay? Don't be telling anybody I'm going anywhere, because I'm not going anywhere. I promise I'm not going anywhere. Part of our agreement is I'm staying put and going to continue on. And we
should put him in another dance contest, I think.
Yeah, no thanks.
I think we should do that. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. We can't wait to have you come back next week. You've been listening to The Talk of Music City Real Estate.